Boy, somebody's in a big hurry. It's like, where's the fire at, guys? Big caravan of people speeding through the parking lot. I'm going to tell you where I am here in a second. I'm near a Publix food and pharmacy. I always wonder, I don't really know how much, this is my intro, right? Very interesting. Let's talk about Publix for a while. I always wondered, Publix is a supermarket. I always wonder how far north that goes, because if you were in North America or in California, I wonder if they have Publix. But here in Florida, Publix. It's like saying, do you say Walmart or do you say Walmarts when it says plural? But anyway, Publix is a big supermarket here. I don't know what you compare it to because I haven't really lived anywhere else. So anyway, I'm going to tell you where we are here in a second. Give you an idea if you're from Sarasota. We're right near, what is it, 10th Street? What does that say? 11th Street. This is where you can buy crack. This is where you can buy meth and crack right here. This used to be... It's like, why am I walking here? You've actually got nice apartments right here. This area, and then like right here you've got like a lower income area. Instead of saying like this crack area, it's like, but there used to be like an old abandoned house or they tore down like a year ago, and there's like cheaper apartments here. But it's kind of like, this is kind of like a business district slash residential district. There's a lot of businesses, a lot of the place right down here sells what do you call it? Salvaged materials for like houses and stuff like that, like salvage doors and windows and decorative stuff and kind of stuff like that. Yeah, this downtown area is kind of weird. You've got a main thoroughfare right down here that's US 41, and then you've got these $1 million condos like right out on US 41, and then you come like a block back and you've got these real low rent houses like these houses here. There's a duplex right there that's, you know, who knows, you know, $800 a month or $600 a month, whatever it is. But then you've got millionaires living right just, well, you can't see it, but past those trees, there's like those. So it's kind of a funky area. If that's a descriptive word, funky. Anyway, today's video is going to be entitled Peeling Back the Layers. Because I'd say for the last couple months, it's June now, so it's June 1st. Or no, I'm sorry, it's May 31st. It's almost June. It's almost officially summer coming up here. When does it actually officially turn summer? In Florida, summer comes about May. It's like, you know, it starts getting in the 80s, maybe close to the 90s. Probably right around spring break time. Like, what is that, March, April, May? So our May has been pretty hot. And probably today it's going to top out at 92. But if you went outside, if you weren't from here, you'd think it was 100 degrees, because our 92 compared to some place that's not humid, I guess you could say a drier place, it feels like you're in a sauna. You're in a, what do they call it? Yeah, sauna. Those things where you sweat a lot. Yeah, so here's the industrial. You know, this is a really cool mural right there. It says, what does it say? It says Dr. Robin, and I think it's some kind of play on, yeah, Dr. Robin, some kind of play on Sarasota's politics. We'll get into, I'll do that in another video, but it's very cool. This guy, the guy who does these portraits has done many around town, and they're always lit. They look just like a photograph. So amazing. And if you actually look in his glasses, I can't zoom in, but it actually has a little statue of a smiley face with two. It's a very deep portrait if you sit here and look at it for a few minutes and you notice all the detail. But anyway, in his glasses there's a reflection of a tubular statue. It's called a tube dude, and then it has dollar signs for the eyes, and then kind of a mean looking jack-o'-lantern mouth, and in his hand there's a dollar sign. So it's sort of a social commentary. I think something about money, because Sarasota's demographic is like, we have people that are probably billionaires that live here, that have multiple homes, and they have a home up north. By the way, my shirt's inside out. I don't know if you could tell. Is the swoosh backwards? The swoosh is supposed to, the curly spot is supposed to be on the left, but it's on the right because I put the shirt on backwards and I'm just too lazy. Anyway, so peeling back the layers. So anyway, I should have prefaced this before I got 5 minutes into this. I should have prefaced it by saying, is this thing rolling? It's so sunny outside. I can actually see the screen now. When the sun gets on the screen, it's so hard to see. I should have prefaced this like I usually do. This may be a long, disjointed talk, just you and me talking about stuff. Here's another warehouse, and then you have a home right here next to it. And there's actually something funny up here somewhere. It's like there's, it's like I called it a homeless hotel. It's like a lot with a fence and a little hole in the fence. Because downtown area, they have a lot of homeless people. And I feel a lot of compassion toward homeless people. I don't feel like they're just all lazy, you know what I mean? I feel like there's just a lot of circumstances that go along with being homeless. You know, there's a lot of situations. A lot of wood out here. Oh, here's the little hotel thing. It's like a fence with an empty thing, and it's like just big enough for somebody to go through. You can see there's like an empty lot here, so I think it's like it would be the perfect shady spot to hang out in the afternoon. You can see there's actually some clothes right there. But it's brutal out here during the summers. Majorly brutal. Like right now it's about 12:30. Feels like it's about 95. It feels like there's an oven right over my head. That's what it feels like. Man, if you walk around without a hat, whew, it'll just melt you down. Anyway, so to give you just a general idea what's been going on with me, here's a fella over there, or a lady hanging out over there in bushes. Like I said, there's a homeless people just kind of hanging around. Some more beautiful painting, classic car storage. I always wish, I've been doing I should show you some of my paintings. That's what I should do a video, is some of I've been painting things, not like a phone charger I painted, but very cool, right? This car here. It's just cool that it says George Hubbard and Gabriel Diaz. I wonder if they painted that. I just love the paintings. I've done videos on I did one or two videos on just murals around town. I just went around town and showed all the murals, but something I enjoy. Anyway, let's get to the meat. Get past this. So I haven't done a video in quite a few weeks, maybe months. I'm not even sure. So my channel has changed lately, and I want to explain that by going back to what people refer to as the Adpocalypse. The Adpocalypse, I think, was 2017. I believe. I can't even remember exactly. I remember it being like when it was still cool outside. So the Adpocalypse, YouTube told us they were changing the their advertising policy. So it was like a big deal. There's a big article in the New York Times and all this stuff. You can look up. You can actually probably type in Google Adpocalypse. It'll explain it to you. And they told us of, like, as of February of 2017, that it's like they'll be changing all the policies. And well, there was like 2 or 3 steps to that. It was like, first they said you have to have this requirement to be like an ad channel where you can have ads on it, because you can't just start YouTube anymore. Back in the day, I would say 2015, you could have started a channel with one video and started monetizing, which means earning money, monetizing money. That's what they call it. Instead of just like raking in the bucks or, breaking down cash. It's just, so little by little, they started making these slight changes as a result of people putting on racist videos or videos of violence or cursing or hate speech. They were monetizing everything because Google was making a killing. And as a result of some YouTubers, not mentioning any names, PewDiePie, and various other YouTubers who they accused of doing hate speech, because PewDiePie is like the number one, I think, still YouTuber in the world, and he has something like 500 million subscribers or something like that. All that stuff happened, and what happened to me was I had several channels, so on different subjects like tennis and sports and music and all these channels, and they shut down like the majority of my channels except for like 2 or something. And then, yeah, I think it was like February, they said any channel that has less than 1,000 subscribers and a certain amount of views, I don't know, the views thing was really weird. It was like you had to have like 1,000 views a month or something. Like, it was really low. Anyway, so a couple of my channels are still not past 1,000 subscribers. I don't really understand the whole subscriber thing, but I had one or two that was still. So my main vlogging channel, where I do this stuff, I went out and did videos of travel and cool stuff and historical stuff and Disney World. That channel stopped being monetized. They just quit. So I did a whole video on that channel. That channel's called John Swift Live. And if you've been following me for any period of time, you know about that channel. I think there's links somewhere. I don't know. I forget so much stuff. So I stopped posting to that channel. So I had this channel, which is Mr. John Swift 200. I think this is my second channel I ever started way back in the day, maybe 2012 or something like that. And this channel is still monetized. So I'm like, this used to be kind of a channel that had a mix of things. Like, I used to put just some like off-topic subjects about other things, and then sometimes I would do a video about a musician or some stuff that I had pre-recorded that I just kind of put on. And this channel did well because of the subject matter is not me. It's somebody famous or something, or some motorcycle thing or a music thing or tennis thing. And so that seemed like a profitable thing, was the channel, this channel. It was always more profitable than the other one. So bringing us up to date, I had to switch this channel and put the vlogs on this channel, which this started being my main video channel for doing videos about subjects and me and talking and, you know, the stuff I do. So, needless to say, YouTube is a weird animal. It's like, for no reason, like I had channels that would have subject matter, like say on my tennis channel, had a lot of like famous tennis players on there and stuff, like Andre Agassi or John McEnroe or Arthur Ashe, just like old school tennis players from like the 90s and stuff, Jim Courier. And it would just spike for no reason. That's what's really weird about it. You can't really tell. They provide you with what they call analytics that tells you where the views are coming from, whether it came from a Facebook post or somebody shared it on something. It's not quite where it needs to be yet, but it gives you some kind of clue of where the views are coming from. Usually it says from the home page a lot is what the most popular. Like, I think when you go on YouTube, like they post stuff on your homepage or your subscriber channel or whatever the heck it is, and that's where it says most of the views come from. But anyway, when subjects become popular, like let's say you have a video of American Idol, and then something happens on American Idol and it gets popular because it's timely and it's relevant at the moment. And then when that news goes away, those videos kind of slide. Like there's one I had of some guy doing some stunt thing, and it became relevant for some unrelated thing. Not unrelated, for some stunt or something, and the guy was famous or something, and then it just like peaks, and you can see how the views become more prominent, or you just make money. What it comes to is when you get a lot of views, you make more money, and when you get less views, you make more money. So what is this, all this stuff mean? Like I said, this is kind of be scrambled up to try to make sense of. So doing the vlogs is a really tough business, because everybody, just like podcasting, everybody is doing videos now. when I say everybody, they say something like 400,000 or something like 400,000 every second videos uploaded to YouTube, or some ridiculous number, and like, you know, 500 million minutes of video are uploaded every day. It's like some ridiculous number that you can't even fathom. Where the heck am I? 18th Street? 18th Street in Central. Wow. Anyway, so what I'm trying to get around to saying is that the vlogging has not been something that has brought me financial gain, I guess you could say. It's fun to do. It's fun to kind of share your view of life and the things you're doing and stuff. I think that's why it's kind of intoxicating, because when people give you thumbs up or comment stuff, it's that whole social media thing where you're kind of it's about likes, you know, on your Twitter feed, if you're a Twitter person, or Instagram or Snapchat or Facebook or blah 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 blah. Remember what was that, Periscope, that was so popular for a while? Does anybody even do Periscope anymore? That was like a big thing for a while, or people doing live streams, and now I think it's still big on YouTube to do live stuff, and people who can actually pay you on live streams. The live stream thing, the quality is never good unless you have like a really strong self signal. It's like kind of goofy, and I've done a couple livers, but to me, I shoot this like a live video where there's no editing really, and then I just put it up, so it's actually better quality to do it not live, but it seems live, and I don't know, who knows. But I've seen other YouTubers that do really well on their live streams, but anyway, I guess it seems more like that live element. So yeah, you know, money is a motivator, because you have to get up every day and you have to earn a living. And if you do YouTube for a living, you're motivated, of course, by, you know, you work for yourself. So the more you put into it, the more you're supposed to get out of it. But sometimes the more you put into it, you're not rewarded. It's not, if you don't know anything about YouTube, the way it's paid, it's outlined in per 1,000 views. So they say, if you look up a certain video, it'll say, we're going to pay you $2.50 per 1,000 views. So every 1,000, that's $2.50. So you add that up toward 10,000, that's what? Do the math. $25, right? So a million would be 10 times that would be $250. You have to get 1 million views for $250 for one video. And if you're a smaller channel and you're only maybe getting, let's say, 500,000 views, you know, that's like $100, or it just depends. And it's all like this. None of it's set in stone. Wow, that's loud. Maybe I shouldn't go down that street. This guy's doing like 500 miles an hour, or that girl. It's probably 35 miles an hour. Anyway, so what it comes down to is, it's disheartening for me personally to work really hard, put out a lot of videos, and not see a check, a decent amount of check. And it's not to say it's YouTube's fault. It's like, if you can develop a following and subscribers and all that stuff and be successful, and I think it's harder for older people to do it. Like I just turned 51, and you know, it's all, the people who are really successful are people that I would say that the largest percentage of watchers on YouTube would be younger people, like teens, preteens, like that. So if you're a younger person, I just think it works in your favor to get a following, because nobody wants to watch old people on YouTube except old people, but the percentage is very small of older people. It's not to say that older people don't watch. I'm talking like 30s and 40s. They're just busy too. I mean, they're taking care of kids, and they're working, and they're taking people to soccer practice and going to yoga. So I just think that kids have more time, like after school or during the summer, to watch YouTube videos. And that's just the demographic. It just is what it is. I think older people are watching CNN and you know, HLN and CNBC, and I don't watch that kind of stuff. I don't really like that kind of stuff. But anyway, there's some nice houses in this area. Besides, when you get past a certain area, they have some nice older houses, 2-story old, with the white picket fence there. Kind of cool looking old school houses. And so what, yeah, like all this comes down to is it feels like that you're working for nothing, like pennies. I think that's what it feels like. And I started to get really down on the YouTube thing. And I have some other channels that I work on too. And I started putting more of my time into the channels that make more money. And I don't make a lot of money. I just sort of live on simple means and not spend a lot of money, and just try to, because I don't want to have a 9-to-5 job. I don't mind working. It's just like a lot of 9-to-5 jobs are just like depressing, and I don't like somebody managing my time. I think that's what it comes down to. Anybody that has worked for themselves has come to realize that working for yourselves and struggling is a lot better than working for somebody else and them having control of your time. There's a really cool house in the bushes there. So that's kind of my view on the whole YouTube thing. So if you're wondering why there's these videos that are not vlog, I need to put content out because you're not going to make any income if you don't put out income. That's if you don't put out videos. That's what it comes down to. And YouTube tends to favor suggesting your videos if you put out more videos. If you put out one a month, there's people that are very successful putting out one video a week. That's not me. I'm not that guy that can put out one video a week, even though I haven't been putting out videos. And the other component to this thing is that I haven't really felt like I have to really want to be in that mood and that motivation. So another thing to explain is like when I do videos like this, I'm thinking about it as I'm driving out to wherever I go. And that's how I usually write. It's kind of like writing a script in your head. You're thinking of a topic, and then you're thinking about the things that you would say. Have you ever like been going to a meeting or going to meet somebody, and you kind of run through your head what you're going to say in the meeting? You kind of like do an outline like you did in school, where you're like, okay, what's my main subject, and what are the topics that are going to be the Roman numerals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here I am crossing the street in a busy thoroughfare again. It's always my favorite to jaywalk downtown area. Usually I head down to this park down here and I do some sit-ups and do some push-ups, but I actually hurt my knees a couple weeks ago. Hurt my knee, not both knees. Both knees had been hurting, so I had to quit jogging too, which is really a downer, because I really am addicted to working out and having that exercise, because exercise stimulates your endorphins supposedly and all that. These big signs: the Reserve, San Marcos Shops, and Publix. I don't even know what the Reserve is. I guess those are construction signs. So hopefully that answers some questions about why I haven't been posting much lately. I haven't really felt the need or the motivation to. There hasn't been a lot going on to post about. I've been a little bit depressed because of being kind of my knee being hurt, and I can't go work out like I want to. I'm not 100%. It feels like it's really inhibiting a lot of the stuff I want to be out physically doing stuff, like mowing the lawn and getting things done. And the other part of my brain is like, if you have a hurt knee, you have to rest it. So it's very, very tough on me mentally to be sitting down a lot. Like you go to the doctor and you say, well, I pulled something in my knee. They say, well, you need to stay off of it for a couple weeks. It's like, well, how do you do that? I don't have I'm not going to sit in a wheelchair for 4 weeks. So it's been very tough that way. Some people are good with that, and I'm just like I just want to be up and moving, doing something physical, anything. And it's the first time I really, I broke my foot before, and I didn't have as much trouble then as I do now, I don't feel like. So there's a lot of reasons in there, a lot of issues and stuff like that. So hopefully it clears up a little bit of why my channel has changed. And if you have any questions, you can ask questions. I'll answer your questions. But anyway, that's kind of like a summary. How many minutes are we in here? I figure, you know, I can easily talk for like 45 minutes with no problem. So we're at 25. Yeah, so hopefully that kind of answers a little bit about the peeling back those layers of the YouTube thing and like being motivated and, you know, working for peanuts. It's hard to be motivated when you're not getting paid like you think you should be paid. So I'm gonna go try to do a little bit of exercise here. I hope you guys are doing well. Hopefully my knee's on the mend. My left knee is actually better. Now my right knee's hurting. And that's ironic. I didn't really do anything to injure it. I think I was just doing some jogging yesterday, and it's just sore or something. I guess it's because I haven't really been jogging. I've actually been walking where I usually jog instead of jogging. So to try to rest that and taking many days off. Usually I take the whole weekend off. But if you know me, I've mentioned many times that I'm jogging like sometimes 4 or 5, 6 days a week. I don't think I've actually hurt my knee jogging before. I think it was when I was playing tennis. But anyway, that's the long and the short of it. I'm not quitting doing vlogging. It's just going to be probably more infrequently than normal, and that's kind of like the way it is right now. And you never know. Like, I'm a spontaneous person, so I may just start busting out 3 or 4. I just do them when I feel like doing them. If I feel like doing them a lot, I do them a lot. Anyway, like I said, you guys be good to each other and be good to your friends, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.